Hello. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. It's been a while, Arjun. How you doing? A lot's
I'm.
happened in the last, I don't know, year and a half in
A
your
lot
life,
has happened, good and bad.
good and bad. So, Arjun, congratulations on booking the show and being one of the stars of the Nickelodeon series, Are You Afraid of the Dark? It's really good. It's really scary. I love it. And you're great on it. So, congrats.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm like super happy that this was my first project because I got to do a little bit of everything. You know, the show has like scares in it and comedy. I think my character was well rounded. The writer was great. So yeah, I'm super happy for the opportunity.
It definitely seems more like an adult show to me. It doesn't reek to me of like a children's network show. It actually appeals to adults and I think to young people. Um, I wonder if it actually scares young children. I was wondering that. I'm like, do kids get scared when they watch this, or are kids like horror, right? Generally speaking.
Yeah, I think a lot of filmmakers underestimate how much kids can take, and uh, like I know adults that were getting scared. My mom was scared watching it, but it's kind of cool to be part of like the original show in the '90s scarred children from that generation, and it's kind of fun to be part of the show that'll scar kids from our generation, and they'll be like in 10, 15 years, be like, hey, remember that show that was way too scary? Yeah, I
Right.
know, think
Yeah,
about that. Yeah.
exactly. Now, how old are you now, Arjun?
I turned 17 this week, actually.
No way. Happy
Yeah,
birthday. Oh my
thank you.
gosh. So are you a junior?
I'm a junior, yes.
You're a junior. Wow. So SATs and the whole nine yards.
Yeah, yeah, studying for those, yeah.
Oh my gosh. So tell me, Arjun, when did you film this? Was it pre-pandemic or was it during the pandemic when you filmed the show?
So everything actually moved really fast. I booked the role like August or September last year, and then we went straight. I like 2 days after I found out, I went to Vancouver, and we filmed straight for. I quarantined there for 2 weeks, and then we filmed from September to December, and then they had like finished editing the first episode as we were shooting episode 5 and 6. So we got to see parts of that in the editing process, and then the show came out late January or early February. So everything moved really fast.
So you did all of this during the pandemic. So your first experience on a set was during pandemic times.
Yeah, that was pretty strange. I mean, one thing is like you could see the actors' faces because we were wearing face shields and we would get COVID tested every like 2 days. But everybody else on the crew was wearing like masks and then another face shield, so you don't know what people really look like. Maybe you get a glance, like if they're from far away, if they're eating or something, and you're like, oh, that's what
Right.
you. I've been working with you for 3 months, but I don't know what you look like. It's very
Exactly.
strange.
No, it's
Yeah,
totally true. Like I went somewhere the other day and oh yeah, my hairdresser, she didn't recognize me because I met her during the pandemic. I'm like, you cut my hair a couple months ago. And then she's like, I have no idea who you are. What? Because I don't know what you look like underneath that mask. So it's kind of funny. Wow. So you were
yeah.
on set doing this. Thank God you were able to shoot it though and complete it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because
we were super happy that we didn't get any cases because that a lot of shows had that problem where someone on set had a case, maybe whether it was an actor or a crew member, whoever it is, they had to shut down production. But we were super careful. Everybody on Nickelodeon was like really good with all of that. So yeah, we made it through.
so cool. So cool. So Arjun, you are a real triple threat. I don't know if people know that about you. The first time I
Thanks.
met you was when you came to audition for our off-Broadway production of A Chorus Line, which we did in
Yeah.
2019. Thank God, pre-pandemic times. And you played the role of Richie. And I was like, wow, this kid is really good. And then I think I encouraged you maybe to do our agent showcase. I'm like, you're really good. I think you're going to get representation.
Yeah.
And then sure enough, you did. You met your agent at that showcase. And the next thing you know, I mean, most people, Arjun, they have to work in this industry a long time before they book a big TV series.
Yeah.
But it kind of happened pretty fast for you, right?
It did. I got really lucky, especially during Corona. Like the role I done a bunch of self tapes that year, but everything was during the pandemic. So I never like went to a live audition. Everything was, you send in
Wow.
videos. So, and then I got this role and I sent it in. I think I thought I did pretty good. And then things like moved really fast. I'm really like,
So can
yeah.
you estimate for me how many auditions you've had?
Uh, let's see. Probably like total from when I first got an agent, it's been like a year and a half, like 30 to maybe more than that, like 40 to 50, probably somewhere around that.
40 to 50, and out of 40, and that's pretty good. Like in terms of like statistics, they say it could take an actor 100 auditions to book
Okay.
one commercial. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Those
Yeah.
are the statistics. So you booked it after, about half of that.
Yeah.
So that's pretty awesome. And did you get close to booking other big jobs, or was this the biggest thing that you got really close to booking?
Yeah, I did. I actually like I've gotten to the callback round a few times where the director like will ask if he wants to see it, or you sign like a non-disclosure that you won't send the script to anybody, things like that. Um, but from the last second, then maybe it didn't work out or things like that. But also, I think like through the process, you do get better. Like you start to see roles from different places. You start to like audition for roles, and like I think I'm much better than I was when I first started auditioning for stuff, and I still have a long way to go. So hopefully more things come down the line.
You seem very natural though in the series that I mean, in the show that I watched. You were like, it was like really great. You made great acting choices. You were really funny,
Thank
and
you.
I don't know, it just seems to come naturally to you for sure. So I'm really proud of you. I'm excited for you. So you're a junior. So tell me about schooling. Did you have to like drop out of your high school and go and film this thing? And tell me about all that, the schooling stuff.
Yeah, that one part was actually a good thing of shooting during COVID because I didn't have to be there in school. Like my school was fully virtual at the time. So in Vancouver, it's
Mm,
actually 3 hours behind. So
right.
I would wake up at like 5:30 and go to like first period, and like I usually get called to set around 9 to 10. So my school would end around 10:30. So maybe I'd have to miss like last few periods or things like that. And some days, it's a little too early to go to school and then go to set for the whole day. So I just asked my teachers, like, can I complete this assignment at a later time? Like, maybe not be there in class physically, but I'll get all the notes from my classmate. So that all worked out really good, especially because everything was virtual. And they did give us a lot of time on set to finish our assignments. So, and we did have like a tutor to help us out for any questions. So, yeah, that I managed to manage.
So you're a junior, which is like the hardest year ever in high school.
Yeah,
Plus, you are a professional actor who has to show up knowing your lines. And I'm
yeah.
sure there's script rewrites that happen during the week, right? That's a normal part of the process as well. Were there a lot of script rewrites, like you had to learn new lines all of a sudden?
Yeah, they would definitely they change the script a lot, like because we also wanted to see how episode 1 and 2 shot before the writer finished like episode 5 and 6 to like get to know the actors, how they perform, so they could like better fit the lines for us for the later episodes. So we definitely like they definitely changed lines around, and they also allowed, which is great, a lot for improv. So a lot of those like lines in the show are improvised and us just having fun. But they'd send us like the way it works, like they send the sides every day, so you don't have to memorize the whole episode like before you start shooting. You just kind of memorize that day's work, and then it's like 1 or 2 pages the next day. You memorize that day's work and go like that.
That's a lot of work for a kid. I mean, you're in school, you've got junior year to contend with, and now you, yeah, this person Mira is saying junior year is tough. Plus, you're a professional actor. I think it's a lot to handle for anybody.
Yeah,
I mean, junior year in and of itself is a lot. And so you must be a good student, huh? Is that one of the things that you need to be as a good student, as a kid actor?
definitely. I'm pretty good with school. Like I get consistently good grades, which is I think why my parents allowed me to do this. But
Right.
it's definitely like school is definitely a priority, especially if you're in like high school. Like it's really important to get good grades, even because acting is, especially as like a kid, it's unreliable. You can't completely rely on it until you have like a name for yourself, right? So you have to make sure you're doing really well in school, and you can manage everything that you're doing on top of that.
Right, exactly. So is this something that you want to do with the rest of your life, Arjun, or do you have other dreams, other goals? Where do you see yourself?
Yeah,
That's like an interview for a job. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? No, but where
yeah,
do you see yourself?
I've been debating that question myself. I'm still not entirely sure. I really like this experience was amazing, and I really love acting. So I'm just gonna continue down the path and see what anything comes. As like, college is also coming up, like I have to decide that. But I don't know if I'll go to like a film school. I might, because a lot of actors don't go to college for filming. Like it's not necessarily a requirement.
Right.
So it's more of just like a lot of people book roles without going to school for acting. So I might go to school for something else because I do really like school. Like I love engineering, so maybe school
Oh,
for
wow.
engineering and then still audition for stuff on the side. And if I book a really great role, maybe I go down that path. I don't know.
And it's awesome to have like a backup, because
Yeah,
acting, like you said, is not a sure thing, right? It's not a sure thing, even though I think you'll do just fine, but it's not a sure thing. So it's always a good idea to have a backup. So I love that. All right. Tell me about Broadway, because you did, the first time I met you was when you auditioned for our musical theater production of A Chorus Line. Is Broadway something that's in your future, or is that something that you want to accomplish, make your way to Broadway someday?
Yeah, Broadway is like a whole different ballgame that I like. The people on Broadway I have so much respect for because you have to like train for months just to get your voice in the tip top shape. You have to get your dancing skills like tip top shape. So it's like I haven't done much for that. I think I'm more of a TV actor. I'm not like the greatest dancer, and I can sing, but not like amazing like some of the
You
other
were good
people
in
out
our
there.
show, I have to say.
Thank you, thank you.
I
But
thought you were very good.
it's like it's
But you think you need to be even more
yeah.
okay. All right. Well, all right. Well, listen, if Broadway comes knocking at your door, you'll probably open it, right? But
Yeah.
it might not be something you would pursue. Okay. So tell me also, people want to know, will there be a season 2 of the show? Are You Afraid of the Dark? Do you know?
I don't think I can say anything about that, but there's
Okay.
talk about it. I can say that. Maybe there's talk about it, but
Let's talk about it. Okay. All right. Let's talk about it. That's very cool. Now, the people that you work with on set, did you become like really good? A lot of them, I'm assuming, are around your age, right? Are they around your age, these other co-stars of yours?
yeah, yeah, they're all around my age. One of them is like Parker is like slightly older. He's an adult. He turned 19 when we were in Canada actually. And Dominic is slightly younger. But we're all from 11 to 19, and the rest of them were all like 14 to 16. So yeah, we got along really well. I'm like super glad they were super friendly because they're all like powerhouses. They've all been in stuff and they're all amazing. So they were super welcoming and like great
Right.
to act with. Like everyone was super natural. We felt like actually a group of friends, which made it I think come across on the screen really well.
Definitely.
And yeah, we still keep in touch all the time. They're just like great people, not even great coworkers, like just great people.
So do you guys still stay in touch, you and your co-stars?
Yeah, we definitely like we see all these edits that people make and we send them to each other like, wow, these are so amazing. Because seeing the show in hindsight, like you film for 3 months and then you get to see it back and it's a whole different like, oh, that's what we were doing this whole time. That's how things turn out. And the last episode just came out, so we're still talking about this episode 6, and we it's weird because when we were shooting in Vancouver, 3 of them live around the Vancouver area, and the rest of us live in the States. So like 3 of us were there on vacation, and the rest of them just kind of went home and went to school like on like a
Right.
regular day.
Oh, they
So
did they actually go to school, or because of the but they were still in their same regular
yeah, like
school?
some of them had in-person school, and when the days they weren't
Wow.
shooting, they just went to school. So like it was a whole different experience for some of us, and yeah, we still keep in
Right.
touch and talk about things all the time.
So tell me about Vancouver, because I've been there once. I spent some time there, just on a vacation, and I was like, I love it here. It's such an awesome place. Did you love Canada? Tell me.
Canada is awesome. It's so cool. It's a lot like we didn't get to do a bunch of exploring, but like it's Vancouver's a beautiful city in the sense of both like urban life, like the city is really nice. Downtown Vancouver is beautiful, and as
Yeah.
well as like the nature that me and my dad went on a few hikes down there, like by the ocean. They have like beaches which are like 40 degrees Celsius, or sorry, 40 degrees Fahrenheit, like really cold, but they're still really beautiful to look at. And we actually got to see some of the locations when we shot, like around Vancouver's beautiful scape, like all those cliffside lighthouse places and the woods and all that. That was actually Vancouver locations, like parks that we shot at. So we got to see a lot of the flora and fauna of Vancouver.
Right. I love that. And it literally is the most amazing place because you have everything there, from the beautiful outdoors to the city life, which is pretty awesome. Did you get to go see any killer whales? The
We didn't
orcas?
get to see. People were talking about whale watch. Well, that was like the 2 things people were talking about: whale watching, and people were also talking about skiing in Whistler. But
Yeah.
skiing is like you can't. It's kind of risky. If you break your leg, what are you gonna do?
Right.
But whale watching, I think someone's mom went and they were telling us about it and showed us pictures, and they actually like just saw a whale, like it was like right next to them. So
Yeah.
I really wanted to go, but I didn't get to go this time.
Well, you need to have a season. You need to have another season so that you can actually do all of these things. But I know you're busy when you're on set.
Yeah.
So tell me, were you nervous the first day you walked onto set, or how were you feeling when you first arrived there? This is your first job, really. It's your first big job.
Yeah. I remember because luckily I got to talk to the cast and the director and the writer before we had like a read through at a hotel. So I just got to see them in like a more casual setting, and we just like talked about the characters and the script. So I'd known everybody a little bit, but we were still kind of strangers, and it was a little awkward, right? Because we'd never seen each other before. And then when I got to set, I was a little nervous because things moved really fast. We were filming this on a really tight schedule. So it was like an outdoorsy day. It was raining. It was like muddy, and it was a really long day. We were working till like hours in the night, and we were filming a bunch of wood scenes, and they were just kind of like, go in there, say your line, action, we're getting out there, and then next scene, moving on. So you just kind of have to like fake it till you make it, and just do what everybody else is doing, kind of.
Right. And what about like camera angles and things that might have been unfamiliar to you since you had never really, did they give you a little rundown? Did they give you a little rehearsal? Like how did you pick up all that stuff?
You kind of have to like be a little bit intuitive about that stuff. Depending on like if people had time, the director will definitely sit down with you. But if sometimes directors are so busy and like cameramen are so busy, they don't have time to like sit down with you. But they'll just be like, this camera is filming from this angle, so make sure you're staring over her shoulder and you're not hiding yourself behind this tree. So make sure you're in the spot. Okay, go, we're filming, and then like go right there, and then you start filming, and you kind of see the cameras. And if you can see the cameras, usually the cameras can see you. So you kind of have to like, keep that in mind and just make sure you're showing your best self at all times.
Right. But you don't want to look directly into the camera unless you're breaking the fourth wall, right?
Right.
So, okay. And what was the audition process like for this? What was it? How many auditions did you have to go on? How quickly did it all happen?
Yeah. So, I think I got the sides, and then I sent in my tape for it. And then I didn't think I got it. Like a few weeks later passed, and I'm like, nothing's coming from it. But then I got a call, like the director wants to speak because he liked my performance. So then I talked to the director about it, and then I had a chemistry read with some of the other actors. And after that, like a few days after that, they called me and told me I booked the role and that I have to fly out like 2 days after that. So
a chemistry read on Zoom, though, I'm assuming.
On Zoom, yeah.
Okay. That's so weird. But it's cool that you know how to do this now. That you know this.
It's very interesting doing that over Zoom because there's like lag, and sometimes people don't turn their cameras on, so you're just kind of the only person on the screen with a bunch of boxes, and you're just like saying lines to nothing. So it was.
That's when you have to use your actor's imagination to figure it all out.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. That's awesome. Your agent must have been psyched that she picked you up because it all happened pretty quickly for you.
It did, yeah.
Have you been booking other things, or is this kind of, are you not allowed to because of contracts? Like what's the deal with that?
No, not really. I think there's nothing contract wise, but I've been auditioning for stuff and like waiting to hear back from stuff, and like trying like different avenues. Like I just got doing like voice acting, things like that. Cool. And then I haven't heard from anything yet, but hopefully something like down the line that I've auditioned for in the past comes, or future auditions I get.
Be so excited for you. Then, there is a lot of voiceover acting that's happening right now. It's the one part of our business that never really slowed down during the pandemic, because you can like literally do all this stuff from home, upload the job, upload the audition. It's so easy.
Exactly.
So that's great that you've been working and doing that. Okay, so now we're going to take some questions for some of your fans here, because people are asking a lot of questions.
All right.
Somebody wanted to know, are you from New Jersey?
I am from New Jersey. Yeah, I'm like right by New York.
Cool. All right, so let me see if I can read some of these. I don't know why the words are like, hold on. Can I talk? Wait, okay, whatever. That one, I'm not gonna. How can I talk to you? Well, to talk through this sort of. Is the show over? Somebody's asking.
This season is over. Next season I can't say anything about, but this was season 2, Curse of the Shadows, and this is over. Yeah.
Okay. But have all of them aired yet? All of the episodes?
The last episode aired last Friday.
Okay. Were you able to have a parent or guardian go with you, or did you just go with the cast? I don't know what you mean, Tiffany, exactly, but when you're on set, did you have to have a parent or a guardian with you at all times?
Yeah, since I'm a minor, my dad came with me, and there's like a space for the parents to watch what we're doing. Actually, they have like a live camera feed, so the parents all kind of sat there the whole day. So it's a little boring, but someone had to be there.
So Sarah's asking, what was the agent and manager showcase like? This, Sarah, we actually have an agent and manager showcase on April 14th for young actors all the way through their mid-20s. And so Sarah's asking, what was that experience like for you?
It was so cool. Everything was super efficient. I remember I did like 2 lessons before just to get prepared, and those are really helpful because I got to choose like what song and what monologue they'd be looking for. And then you just kind of go in. Everybody's super friendly, so nerves aren't that bad. You talk to a few other kids, you go in, you sing your song, you do your monologue, and then you get out, and then you hear back later on from the agents if they liked you or not. And it was a really great experience, I remember. Yeah.
And did you get a lot of callbacks from that showcase, or?
Yeah, I remember that whole, like period, that whole like months, I got like 8 or 9 from a few different agencies. So deciding between that was a big deal. Yeah.
Yes, I'm sure. I think we talked about that. I spoke with your parents about it. Okay. I think one of your castmates, Dom, was on here before. So anyway, somebody said, I love the season finale. I auditioned for Stranger Things once. Okay. Let me see some more questions. Are the same people going to be on next season? I guess if there is a next season, would it be the same cast, or there would be? I don't know if you can talk about that.
Yeah, I don't know either, but the kind of theme of the show is similar to American Horror Story, where it's an anthology. Every season is a different cast, but the showrunner JT Billings has a lot of really interesting, cool universe ideas. So you might see those, you might not. I can't say.
Okay. Somebody just wants you to say hi to Vienna. We had somebody from Mexico here. We had somebody from Vienna. We've had people from all over. So anyway, oh, maybe it's her name, Vienna.
That is
Vienna,
nice.
you want to say hi to Vienna?
Hi, Vienna.
Can we hear you sing? Naomi asks, which I don't know if you're prepared to do that right now.
Yeah. Maybe I'll upload a singing video or something like that. I can't sing right now, but
that's a good idea. I love that answer, by the way. Very quick of you, Arjun. How did you first start to get training? To whom one can get in contact to star? I'm asking for hold on one second. I'm trying to figure out with this person. How did you first started to get trained? Okay, so let's start with that.
Yeah, so my mom actually owns a performing arts studio. So yeah, it's like a dance studio in Rutherford. So I did a lot with that. Like I took like vocal lessons there, and I did like little acting classes and did community theater. I did school theater. Nothing like super intense training until I was in my teens. And then I did like a few voice lessons, few acting lessons that were more professional, I guess. And then I think Class Act, like Chorus Line, was my first show that wasn't like school related. So I did that, and then that kind of led to one thing to another, and then I came here.
That's wild. So it's definitely in your genes. I do think that talent does run in families. It seems to be the case where so many siblings or parents or children are all talented. So obviously your mother has a passion for this too, and she must be talented as well. That's so cool. I love that. What's the funniest thing that happened behind the scenes? Jade Sparks 7 is asking.
Oh, there was a lot of there was definitely stuff that happened off set that was really funny, and on set that was really funny. Like they might release a blooper reel. I don't know if they're doing that, but it was like there was one cast member, Beatrice. I think I can say that she could not pronounce anything. So there's like this one line where she has to say like "athame," and there was like just take after take of her going "athame," "atheme," and like just again and again, and all of us. There's like super serious scenes where we have to all look at each other and go like dramatically stare, and then you just break out into laughing, and then the crew like yelling at us, and people like yell. It was pretty chaotic at times.
So there was a lot of laughter though that happened, on set with you guys. That's so cool. I think there's nothing quite like being on a set. I mean, I know from my own experience, it's just like, it's otherworldly, and only the people who are in that little bubble can really understand this intense, really awesome experience.
Yeah.
Which episode was your favorite to film, and why? Somebody asked. Lily.
So I think we actually shot them in segments. We shot episode 1 and 2 together, and then 3 and 4 together. So like that day, we'd probably do more than one episode, 1 and 2 together, kind of. But I think my favorites were probably like 4 and 6, because in 6 I got to do some like stunt work, if you can really call it that. I'm a baby, but it wasn't really a big stunt, but it was like kind of wire work a little bit. So that was really fun.
What do you mean by wire work? What's wire work, Arjun?
So wire work is like they kind of put me in a harness, and then they had a wire connecting to this thing, and they kind of like rappelled me off a tiny little mountain, not a mountain, like a rock face. And then that was used for I don't want to spoil it, but there's a scene in episode 6 where that's used. And also everything with the glow dance was really fun to film. So that was in like episode 4. So those are all really fun to film.
Wow. Okay. Do you prefer to film in horror-like roles, or do you prefer to work in another genre of film? Somebody's asking.
So this is like my first thing. So this is the only thing I've done. But this show is great. As I said before, I got to do like horror stuff. I also got to do comedic stuff, friendship, comedy. Everything was in there. So I really like the horror stuff, but I think I'd probably do better in like some of the comedic stuff. But I just like to try everything.
Yeah, you're very funny. Personally, what's your favorite episode to watch? Somebody's asking.
Oh, I really like the finale. I think it's like ties everything up together amazingly. So I would, yeah.
What's your favorite ship on the show? I don't know what that means.
My ship, like who do I ship together? Oh, there's some really good ones. That maybe the show doesn't even. Um, I think the Connor Luke ship is so interesting because it's like so evident. But I really like the Miss Schaffner Sardo ship, the teacher and the magic shop owner. That was a really
Okay,
funny ship.
cool. All right, let me keep going here with some questions. Do you have both an agent and a manager, or just an agent?
I
Tiffany?
actually just have an agency, but because they're great and they like take care of everything I need. But for some people, like especially starting out, a manager is a good idea to have.
Yes, some people. Yep. Have you ever been to Maine? Somebody's asking.
I have not been to Maine.
Okay. Um, are you going to be okay? We already answered that question. But people were asking, were you actually afraid of the Shadow Man?
The act I in the show and watching it back, I was really scared. But on set, the guy who played the Shadow Man was hilarious and like used to dance in a suit, so it was a little hard to be scared of him. But the first time I saw it, I he was just kind of like sitting there in his chair without his mask on, like eating food and like his full Shadow Man outfit, and I just kind of walked in and like jumped because I was not expecting that. And the suit is very realistic. It's like this like weird barky long black suit, and he's like 6'9". So you just
Oh
see
my
this
God.
guy in like a giant suit walking around set, and sometimes it'll startle you, especially in the dark.
Yes, definitely. Do you prefer stage or on camera work? Somebody's asking.
I love them both for different reasons. I think stage, sorry, I mean TV acting offers you a lot of like nuance, and you get to do like subtle stuff. While on stage, it's kind of way more exhilarating in the moment. Like you're performing from a live audience. You have to be big. You have to be, rambunctious and all of that. So I enjoy them both for different reasons.
Right, completely different art, really. Both there are two different genres completely. Okay, so let me see if I have any more questions here for you. Um, did you get to have the comic book?
I didn't get to keep the comic book. I really wanted to, but it wouldn't actually have been great to keep because, spoiler alert, sorry, ruining the movie magic a little bit, but the actual pages were just green screened. So they did all that stuff in post. But just the front and the back cover were like real and there. The artist is amazing. But I did get to keep some stuff. I kept a lot of the clothes. Like the last day, I just kind of went to the wardrobe and took everything. And I got to keep like some shoes and clothes. And they gave us these really cool posters, which is a replica of the comic book, except the Monster Killer comic books, except with all of the characters on the show on it. That was really cool.
Do you have anything you could show us right now, or handy, or not really?
I don't know where I kept the poster because I changed my room. Let me see. Uh,
That's
wait.
all right. If you can find it
Yeah, I
easy.
can't find it.
Whatever.
Oh wait, I do have
Uh,
something right here. Sorry about that. I do have this, which is what like on my chair, like when they have like
oh,
your director's chair and they put the names on it.
oh,
So
cool. Yeah.
that's my character name.
Yep. If you didn't play Jay, what other character would you like to play?
Um, Jay was a really fun character. I think I'd want to play like if I was older, Sardo, because Sardo's a really fun character to play. Luke would also have been really cool to play. Even Connor, like to do all the Shadow Man stuff. Connor possessed by the Shadow Man would have been really fun too.
Did anyone take the clown puppet?
The clown puppet. I don't know. I'm not sure. We didn't. I don't think we got to keep a lot of that stuff. But it's definitely memorabilia. Yeah.
So this person asks, whatever happened to the comic book? When the Shadow Man died, did the book go with him?
I think it was part of the Shadow Man magic. So when we defeated the Shadow Man, probably all his evil magic went with him. But that's a question to ask JT Billings.
What is your favorite line from the show? Do you have a favorite line?
I think the bobby pin line is just so iconic. And it's used so many times. Like, does anyone have a bobby pin? Yeah, bobby pin. And then it gets used back in the finale. It's introduced in episode 1. So just all the lines in that series are used really well. Also, Seth, accent on Seth. That's a great line.
What was your most embarrassing moment on set, I guess?
Oh, yeah, I know this one. So there was a scene where we're running up the steps from the school, and my pants kept like slipping down. Like they were just like really loose. And I was like, well, why? What does this happen? I have to run up the stairs, and like I'm constantly just tugging on my pants. And then they were shooting this whole time, and then I realized I was wearing the wrong pants. And I had like to go up to the director and be like, I was wearing the wrong pants in that scene. So do we have to like redo that or anything? And he was a little stressed out, but it was okay because it was in the dark and it was a really high up shot. So hopefully people don't notice. But
So it didn't matter. But like things like that, my friend who was on Liv and Maddie, he was the dad on that show, just told me another story about a costume mishap that he had. And it was like the one blazer he was supposed to wear, and he ate like a burrito beforehand and it got all over his jacket. And he was like, oh my God, Anyway, do you like the Hannah and Luke ship?
Yeah, I think it is a good ship. I mean, the show sets it up, and I like where they start and end off, and I think it's a really realistic ship. Like they're very mean to each other and very nice to each other at the same time.
What's your favorite place that you filmed at?
My favorite,
Did you move locations a lot because it was outdoors, some of it?
Yeah, so there was like the show, the kind of the structure of the show. We revisit a lot of the locations a lot, so you get to know them very well. All of like the house stuff in people's houses and the Shadowman cottage was in like a giant warehouse, which is kind of like headquarters where we like shot most of it. But there was like certain locations like the woods, the cliffs, the school that we went to, and all of those locations were really fun because it's kind of like a field trip. You go to a different place to get to shoot.
Oh, I love this. Also, another person said, what was your reaction when you found out you got the job?
My agent actually decided to prank me. They were kind of like, I was, they were just like,
you're with Leslie, right? Leslie Buckwell?
Yeah, she was like, I have some bad news for you. You're going to have to pack your bags and move to Vancouver. And I was just kind of on the phone like, wait, what? And then it didn't process until like, it's actually happening. Everything is moving so fast. And I still didn't process it until I was actually there.
Right. It's wild. Now, how do the kids treat you differently in school now that they know you're on this hit TV show?
I haven't been to school, but
oh, right.
I think so. People are always like congratulating me. Everyone's super supportive, which is really great to see.
I'm sure it's pretty cool for them, to go to school with guy on the Are You Afraid of the Dark? Have you heard of the Luke and Connor ship, and do you ship it?
Yeah, I think I'd ship it. I'd say I ship it.
Do you like being the human shield?
Yeah, I love where how Jay's character kind of progresses. At first he hates being the shield, and then he gets to save all of his friends and accept him being the shield, and then he comes back. And I think his is the most true to himself, where he does in fact, he's literally the shield, where he carries his ring light. He literally protects his friends the same way a shield would. So I think I really love his role in the whole group.
Were there many improv scenes? I like these questions. These are good, you guys.
Yeah.
Any improv scenes?
There were definitely a lot of improv scenes. The teacher,
Really?
Miss Schaffner, is actually hilarious. She's so funny, and all of like that meatball salad stuff. I think she'd come up with that and like asked if she could have a salad with meatballs in it and like chocolate cake on the side. And then the whole thing of it being her birthday was all her, and then we just kind of worked off of that. And everybody on the set was hilarious. So it was really easy to come up with stuff that would be really funny.
I liked her delivery too. I thought she was very funny.
Yeah.
She's very funny. Yeah. If you could change one thing about the show's outcome, what would you change?
I think I'm a sucker for like more darker stories, I guess. So if like I guess Sardo's death was that's so mean. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that. But like if some of the people had actually died, or if the Shadow Man kind of like ate one of his victims or things like that, just to like really kind of sell the whole horror thing, I think that would have been. But that's kind of like a personal thing. I don't think that would have made the show better in any way. But yeah, I think that like if it went like fully embraced it being a super dark horror, but you probably can't show that to kids. But yeah.
So some people are continuing to ask the question about season 3. I think they probably joined late. Can you just tell us one more time about season 3? What's happening with that?
Yeah, I can't say too much about season 3. Whether or not will happen. I think there's talk about it. So there's a chance, and don't let your hopes down. It could possibly come to fruition.
Cool. Seems like there's a lot of diehard fans out there. All right. So tell me, what is something you wish you learned about this industry sooner? Was there anything, I mean, for you, it was a pretty easy ride. You got an agent, you went on 40, 50 auditions, and then you booked a lead role in a show. But yeah. Was there something in that journey that, you maybe learned, maybe not getting 49 of those jobs or 39 of those jobs?
Yeah, I think it's very easy to get discouraged sometimes, and it's kind of like an industry where it's like there's highs and there's lows that are like really extreme. It's not monotonous at all. It's just all art. So you'll not get anything for like 30 auditions for months, and then suddenly you get a big job and your whole life changes, and things move super fast. And then maybe after that job you won't get anything for a while either. So it's easy to get discouraged, but I think having a backup plan and just committing and just persevering and not letting your hopes down and recognizing that it's normal and this happens is very important.
Yep. You have to think about the long game, not the short game.
Yeah.
What is the most gratifying thing about being an actor?
I think just one is like the people, just meeting so many amazing people is really gratifying. You get to see so many artists that love their work, and it's super enriching when you surround yourself by people that love their craft, and it improves not only them but you. And also just seeing the end product and everybody's hard work is kind of put into fruition, and seeing it all come together is really rewarding.
Awesome. One more question. I think somebody blah 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 something about, do you like Iceland? I see your highlight. I've always wanted to go. Did you go to Iceland?
I did not go to Iceland, but it looks really fun.
Yeah, I agree with that. Okay, no, there was something that somebody asked that was a really good question, so I want to go back to it. Who are some of the actors who are some professional actors you look up to?
Oh, there's a lot. I really look up to Chadwick Boseman, rest in peace. But a lot of Leonardo DiCaprio. He's amazing. I'm trying to think. I'm like forgetting every actor. But
no, but those are two amazing actors for sure.
Yeah, like
Anything
Viola
else
Davis.
you think of?
There's a lot of them.
Yeah, for sure. And what's a fun fact people may not know about you that you want to share with us today?
Well, one I can like demonstrate right now is I kind of have like weird like bones in my hands, so I can kind of do like weird stuff, and then I can like bend my.
What? Oh, so you're very double jointed?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm double jointed too, but not like that. That's a lot. That's a good fun fact. I like it.
Yeah.
All right, let me see if there's any more last minute questions. We already talked about your most embarrassing moment on set. I'd like to know if any of the cast members have a YouTube channel. If so, what are they? Okay, that's a good one. Do you have a YouTube channel, Arjun? Or, I mean, we can follow you here, obviously, at your account, but anything on YouTube?
I have not posted, maybe in the future, but I've looked, but I don't have anything on YouTube right now.
All right. So sorry about that. I know that was something you really wanted us to answer there, because I think she wrote it like 20 times.
Yeah, JT Billings is talking about beating me in virtual reality, but that's actually not, in fact, the case. I am great at virtual reality and whooped everybody's butts in virtual reality. So
that's another fun fact. All right. I love it. So Arjun, I want to say congratulations on this hit show. Obviously, there's a lot of really hardcore fans out there. If you guys missed this live, we're going to save it on our IGTV. So come back, watch the whole thing, find out all about Arjun and his journey as a professional actor. And are you taking the SATs anytime soon?
I am.
Or are you putting that off, or do you have to do with that all this year?
No, I'm taking it this year. I'm taking it in May, I think. Have
you taken any practices yet?
Yeah, I've taken a few practices, and I don't know. I need work, but it's all in your head. You just gotta get like used to the way the test works and things like that.
I was not a good test taker, Arjun. Let me tell you, terrible test taker. But it sounds like I think you're a much better test taker than I was. My other question for you is, what colleges have you thought about? Have you started to even think about what schools you might want to attend? Yeah,
Carnegie Mellon is a really great school. NYU, Columbia.
That's perfect for you because they've got the drama and they've got the computer science and all that stuff, right? The engineering.
Like Columbia and NYU are both in New York, so that's where the film industry is really big in there. So and they're great schools. So something in New York or LA would be really amazing.
Awesome. Well, listen, Arjun, congratulations once again on all of your success. And we hope to see you on, if there is a season 3, we sure hope to see you on season 3. Okay. So you guys all go follow Arjun right now if you don't already. And hopefully we'll do this again someday soon and catch up again. Thank you. This was really fun. Thank you so much for having me. Thanks. Take care. Have a good night. You too. Bye, guys. Thank you.